G'day guys, back again. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about plantar fasciitis and a little bit of the foot biomechanics and obviously some of the muscles that we see that tend to be, if you like, the game changers in regards to these overuse injuries in the foot. And I know we had Cal down at the track last week and we were going through his running style. So one of the things that we saw with Cal was the fact that when he was first planting his foot on takeoff, he was obviously screwing that rear foot around, which for him is not ideal, because what that does is there's a fair amount of torsion, so twisting, load going up through his tibialis posterior, which is not ideal. That's not necessarily what we want for someone like that. And obviously as he moves through his running gait, it becomes worse and worse, and that's why he tends to get a lot of excessive shin soreness. But I just wanted to talk to you really, really quickly about something else, and that is we have our gastro and soleus here, which are obviously very, very important. Our soleus is our middle endurance muscle, so it's our workhorse, and then obviously we have our gastro, which tends to work more as an explosive muscle. So when these muscles start to get overloaded, the unfortunate problem is we remove them, is these muscles deep under here, our deep toe flexors. So number one muscle for me in terms of dysfunction, especially of foot, say things like plantar fasciitis and so forth, will be the fact that these gastrosoleus become overloaded. They have their own endurance thresholds, and then we'll start to load the tibialis posterior, and also my second favourite muscle, the deep toe flexors, is the flexor hallucis, and that's also a beautiful muscle that refers deep into the foot as well. And as far as I'm concerned, it's the main component for a lot of plantar fasciitis issues. The tibialis posterior controls our foot as we heel strike, and then obviously as we move into pronation, which is what we need, it is at that point there whether or not the foot rolls excessively into that pronation, and that's where it all becomes a bit of a problem. And tibialis posterior is really quite responsible for holding that position, if you like. The third muscle that I get excited about in terms of these lower leg injuries is also our popliteus muscle. It goes without saying that it's an amazing muscle because it wraps around the back of the knee and unlocks it as we stride out, go into knee extension, but it also blends into the actual knee joint itself. So it's quite unique from that point of view. So let's keep in mind some of these muscles that we need to be looking at when we're dealing with these lower leg injuries, and especially foot problems, and plantar fasciitis, flexor hallucis, tibialis posterior. Make sure we clear out all the excessive tendency in our gastrosoleus. Absolute starting point. All right, guys, enjoy.